What is a revolution? A forcible overthrow of a government or social order. Was the American Revolution really a revolution? Yes. We aren't ruled by the British today, and now that we're independent and renewed, we're all equal to one another. The Sugar Act. The Sugar Act took place on April 5, 1764, and was passed by the Parliament of Great Britain. It was meant to pay for the French and Indian War in America. It taxed sugar and molasses in British colonies in America and the West Indies. The Stamp Act. The Stamp Act took place on February 17, 1765. It was a law made by the British government that put a tax on the transfer of some documents in Great Britain and its colonies. The stamps covered playing cards, patent medicines, mortgages, contracts, and newspapers. The Boston Massacre. The Boston Massacre was on March 5, 1770. 5 civilians were shot and killed by British troops at night. A large mob gathered outside of the customs house. The fight broke out over the matter of taxes and jobs. The Boston Tea Party. The Boston Tea Party was on December 16, 1773, when the Sons of Liberty dressed up as Native Americans and dumped boxes of tea into the Boston harbor as protest against the British putting taxes on almost everything that the Americans wanted to buy. Intolerable Acts. The Intolerable Acts were given by the American colonists to laws passed by the British Parliament in 1774. The British passed these laws as a form of punishment to Massachusetts colonies for the Boston Tea Party. Lexington and Concord. Lexington and Concord was on April 19, 1775. These were the first battles of the American Revolution. They were between the British soldiers who wanted to take weapons away from the colonists and the American colonists. The first battle was fought on Lexington Green in Lexington. 700 British soldiers marched there to find and destroy hidden weapons. The soldiers then went to Concord. On the way back to Boston, they were attacked by 400 Minutemen. They ended up going back to Concord and getting gunpowder. Valley Forge. Valley Forge was the site of the military camp of the American Army over the winter of 1777 through 1778. Starvation and disease and exposure killed 2,500 American soldiers. The Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence was written on June 11, 1776. It states that colonies were no longer under the rule of Great Britain. The Battle of Saratoga. The Battle of Saratoga was a battle that took place on September 19th through October 7th, 1777. The battles were fought in Saratoga County in New York. Yorktown. Yorktown was the last important battle of the American Revolution. The Continental Army won against the British. It was in 1781 that this took place. The Treaty of Paris. The Treaty of Paris was signed on September 3rd, 1783. It was ratified by the Congress of Confederation. This ended the American Revolutionary War. Frederick von Steuben. Frederick von Steuben was a Prussian military officer who served as Inspector General and Major General of the Continental Army. He taught his army military drills, tactics, and discipline. Marquis de Laity. Marquis de Laity was a French aristocrat, a military officer. He served as a Major General in the American Revolutionary War. To the end of his life, Laity held firm to the representative government in his country. The great general died in 1834. The Guerrilla Warfare. The guerrilla warfare was from 1861 through 1865 and was when a small group of civilians or irregulars used military tactics including ambushes, sabotage, raids, petty warfare, hit-and-run tactics, and mobility. Egalitarianism is a thought that favors equality in all people. Military leadership is within a leader that is able to encourage people to finish the mission at hand.
Created using Powtoon.